Generic greetings, and welcome back to Prison Architect once again. In the previous episode, we got some more prisoners because we managed to finish off the other cell block, so our 2 expansion cell blocks are now sorted. The only thing to do really in this part is get the other workshop up and running, and then do the death row, as well as the all associated things with that, so your holding cells and the parole thing, which is death row appeal, actually. But then we've got the security as well as solitary and other such things on the right-hand side. But a lot of people have been mentioning about the staffing issue, and there is a bit of a staffing issue, and that's simply because we've got a lot of guards on patrol. It's not because we have got a lack of staff. As you can see, we've got a total of 76 guards, which is quite enough. But if we go over to the deployment and guard patrols, you can see there is a hell of a lot of people on patrol. Now, the majority of these are ones that you would always want. So things like, actually, I don't know if you would always want most of these. A lot of them at night, you don't really need patrolling around here, but the other ones, you do. So you always want patrols on the outside going back and forth between the cells. But this is a perfect time for us to go through the deployment schedule, which is something I don't think I've ever used in these videos because I tried it when it came out in Alpha 28, I think, and I just didn't like it. But we're going to give it a bit of a go this episode. Also, this episode, hopefully, we'll be able to get this death row bit. I wouldn't say sorted, but we are getting the stuff unlocked, as you can see. But anyway, let's go to the deployment schedule, and we're going to mess around with the things first. So what I want to do is I want to pause it for a moment and then go over to deployment and then guards, and I want to actually unassign every guard in the shower. Now, the reason for that is when you set up a specific deployment on this scheduler, it will inherit what you previously had. So all of this stuff here, like in parole and the infirmary, it will then it'll set up that patrol. But I think this is the best way of doing it. So we've unassigned all of these guards from the shower because, to be honest with you, I don't really want people standing around in the shower for 12 hours. I don't need people in there. The real time we need them is when it is actually shower time, which is actually coming up, I believe, in the next hour. If we go over to our regime, we can see shower time is 6 a.m. So it's 6 a.m. So what I want to do is assign a patrol at 6 a.m. Now, if I go back over to the deployment and then guards, we can say 6 a.m. is there, so we're going to set up a grouping of 1 there. But here's the problem. If you assign a grouping of 1 there and then say this is what it's going to be like, what this does is essentially you move the slide wrong and it'll say this is the deployment for this time, and then you assign people here. So there we go. There's all of the assignments again. So any other time, so basically between 0 and 5, so it's sort of 12 and 5 in the morning, and then 7 to 11, there's no one in the shower patrolling, whereas 6 o'clock in the morning, there is. Now, this isn't too bad, but we still have a bit of an issue here, and the issue is that as soon as it hits the 6 o'clock, the guards will start coming from wherever they are, so they could just be wandering around, they could be sitting in the staff room or whatever, and then they will go, oh, I need to be on patrol at 6 o'clock, I'll go now. But they'll only trigger at 6 o'clock. So by the time they head off and then get here, it's too late. Like, things could have happened that they would have prevented if they were already there. So I'm going to set it up so that they have the same patrol, sort of 5, 6, and 7, like that. So we have a good 3 hours because people will still be filing out. So that's what we'll do there, and then we'll unpause it and we'll see if it actually happens. Yeah, look at that. All of the guards will walk away, and then as soon as we get to 5 o'clock, the guards will then head in. So we'll just max speed this out, so nobody's in any of these showers, as you can see, and then eventually, oh, you hear that little noise? That means they've basically been assigned, yeah, and they're now in the shower. Excellent. So we could do the same thing in the canteen. Obviously, we've got 2 guard patrols here, and one in the and one in here that we just don't need. So we might go ahead and do that. The problem is when you have overlapping things and it doesn't really work. I'm not a big fan of the deployment scheduler. I like the idea of it, but the execution is okay, but a little bit convoluted and just not ideal. But what we'll do is go ahead and change the visitation now, and the visitation needs to be 8 till 8. But even then, though, it's only 1 guard, so I don't really care too much about that. What I want instead is we'll go over to deployment and then guard patrols, and we want to cancel these at night. So 1, 2, 3 at night, and then 4 at night. So we've got another 4 people freed up. We do still want the patrols on the outside. That is fine. We want all the armed guards patrolling. We could stop these armed guards, but we really want to free up normal guards in the night time for when we do shakedowns. Which, to be fair, even if they're on patrol, they will still go ahead and do a shakedown anyway. So it's not really too much of a problem. But it's probably easier to do at night rather than in the day while it's still doing it. So we'll just see how it goes. So we've got a total of 9,096 generic units of currency, and obviously we're receiving 5,460 per day as well. So more than enough for us to go over to materials, a brick wall, and then what we're going to do is start building the death row, because we will be getting, well, I don't know if we'll be getting any prisoners today, but hopefully we'll be able to go down that route. I was also not too sure whether I wanted to do the solitary now, but to be honest with you, while we're doing the wall, we might as well go ahead and put all of this in. Now, I'm still not sure whether I want to have an additional 2 solitary areas, or I want an additional protective custody here. I'm leaning towards the solitary with the amount of people that we've got, because we will be assigning several things to protective custody. Well, a couple of people to protective custody, but we need to also sort the solitary out as well. But we'll see how it goes. So, they're going to crack on with all of that. We do need to go to electrical cable, and then we'll run the electrical cable straight in like so. That'll go right to the end there. Not only will that power up all of the lighting, because obviously it's quite dark, it'll also sort this out as well, the connection to the death row at the end. Obviously, we need to go to our objects, and then a large jail door, put a large jail door there, and then there, and also we need to go for a solitary door, and we're going to put solitary doors all along here. We have to be a bit careful though, because we are running a little bit low on cash, and I don't want to overspend. 10, well, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 grand just to get that bit of solitary done. Perhaps that's not a great idea. So what I'll do instead is just make sure we have a solitary door on the front there. We'll go over to the rooms, and do we put a toilet in here? I mean, we could put a toilet in these solitary areas, but I'm not really too sure. Let's go to solitary, clicky, clicky, draggy, draggy, and then there's that all sorted. These will be protective custody, but let's just have a quick look. And yes, deployment is still a little bit dodgy because we haven't got a large jail door there. In terms of this area, am I going to have automatic door openers? No, there is really no need for it, because the only people that will be going in here, well, 95% of the time it will be guards going in, either just on their own to sit in the security area, or escorting people to and from solitary, or to and from the... well, not from, probably to, most of the time, to the death row area here. I guess janitors need access, and now and again some workmen, but yeah, it's not enough to warrant a full automatic door opening system, not in the very high security area anywhere. So solitary is pretty much sorted there. We do need to go ahead and finish it off on this right hand side, so we'll just put in these things, and there's all of the doors, and then we've got a fairly decent amount of solitary. And what I'm going to do is check our policy. Now, there's a ding-a-ling noise there, and I don't know what that was. So, we can see that all of our stuff here, where it comes for destruction, escape attempt, it's all locked down. We want to change that. If you attack prisoner, you get solitary. Same as staff, same as serious injury. Murder, yeah, probably for that. Destruction and escape attempt, I think both would require solitary. And then found weapons, tools, drugs, all of this will be locked down, I think, and same as intoxication. Because we don't have the space, ideally, because we've only got, how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 solitary cells. So not enough, really, to warrant really any sort of mass solitary agenda. So let's just open these up here. We also want to have a metal detector. 2 of there, which will automatically be connected up, that's fine. And sadly, I forgot to go ahead and do the scheduler. Okay, let's mess around with the scheduler once more. So guard patrols. let's have a quick check. We want guard patrols in the canteen and the visitation between, let's have a quick look. Really 8 and 10 really for the eat. The rest of it they can not bother with. So we need to assign them. We need to assign them quite differently here. So we'll have to do a couple of inheritance things. So, guard patrols, unassign these, like so. But then, we'll change it so that that is 2. Oh, back 1. Okay, there's that. And then guard patrols will be 1, 2, 3. So, let's just check to see if that's worked out. So, what should happen here is we have guards in the shower now. Apparently not. Oh, because it's not set that. So guards in the shower there. And then when they get to this time, 7, they will be removed. But guards will be put in here. I've assigned them, but it's not showing. Okay. I might have done something wrong there. Let's just see how it goes. There's definitely guards in the shower here. You can see them wandering around. It's just what happens when it gets to 7 o'clock. I reckon they're going to wander off because I think it's been altered a bit too much. Yeah, so they wander off. But looks like everybody goes anyway. Everybody goes. Oh, hang on. Looks like there's an overdose going on here. I think that's the first one of the game so far. I think so. Anyway. So, let's just have a quick look at the scheduler once more, and you can see that it has not worked out whatsoever. It has there. Is the schedule... Why I couldn't assign it to that side? Is it simply because I have that later on in the day? It is possible. That's schedule 0 only, right? That's what the problem was. There we go. Okay. So, move that along. Yeah, so the times where they need them, they're assigned at the bottom there, as you can see. But the other sides is there, but we could actually assign... see, we can't assign a person there. Or we could change that to 3, and then add another person in there. Like that. That's what it would be like. Okay, so if we check here, on 1 and 3, we've got the people assigned there, and then in the canteen, guard patrols, it's changed a bit. Okay. Yeah, this is the problem where you can have multiple ones, but it's just a little bit annoying. Also, if that was 3 there, and we had people assigned in the shower, what would happen is the guard patrol would technically switch from this to this one, and the same guard might not be assigned, which means they might move, and yeah, it's a nightmare. It's why I don't use it and have never done it really in these videos, because I just don't like it. I appreciate that if you get it right, it works very, very well, but for even the simplest of tasks can get very complicated very quickly, so I just don't really use it. Anyway, over to rooms and then security, because we haven't actually got a security room, but now we will go ahead and place all this one. We need a office desk, which will go right in front of this thing, like so, and then you need some filing cabinets, which I think we'll just put sort of either side, perhaps, like that, and then some extra chairs for when you actually talk to people as well. Or do we want to put the office desks... I know, I'll put the chairs either side like that. That seems fine. Actually, what I'll do is pull these back as well, like that, and then we'll put the office desk in, like so, and then the filing cabinets, which will go around the back like that, because it looks pretty cool. Alright, deployment, and then protective custody. Yep, we can assign that to protective custody. This is death row only, like that, and then that seems about right to me. Okay, sorted. Right, so that'll be done there. We have death row unlocked. We also have execution liability, which is 10 grand, but we're not gonna sort that out. We do, however, have, as you can see, execution room and cells as well, which will be death row. We don't want to assign that one as cells. We want to assign that there, and then also it's parole, which as soon as I place it will not become parole. It'll change to. It should have changed to death row appeals. Okay, I'll put a standard door on that one, and then we'll put solitary doors because they are very, very, very thick on the front there of these cells. And that parole will be it'll be death row appeals. And sadly, you can't rotate these ones around. It looks like have we got a tunnel? There was a bit of violence, and then we've got a tunnel there. Which I don't think that is a tunnel. It wouldn't make much sense because they would go out there. So, and it's only been detected the once, so it's fine. Okay. So let's have a quick look at grading. 14% reoffending rate. 77 prisoners being released from this. Punishment is 7. Reform 2. Security 2. Health -2. So, not fantastic, but also we've had a lot worse as well. So we do need to do a full shakedown tonight. As you can see, in terms of free guards, it's going up to about 50, and that's fine. I'll just wait for... I was going to wait for the majority of the prisoners to go back to their cells. No, I don't need to, because the prisoner cell doors, the jail doors, are automatically open until the prisoners go in at night, and then they close automatically, so there's no problem there. So we'll do the full shakedown here. We haven't done one of these in quite some time. I'm still going to go over to our staff and guards. I'm going to hire 1, 2, 3, 4... and 8 more guards, so that'll take us up to 46 standard guards, and then a total of 75 guards overall. Staff morale is at 94%, with several staff, 37 in fact, saying they are very, very happy in their job. However, it's got a bit of a negative here because I have actually reduced their pay. Total pay rise is -19%. I don't know how to manage -19 when you can only increase or decrease it by 10%. Some sort of wizardry going on there, but hey ho. And what I'll do is force some of this stuff open, and as you can see, what they're going to do is go along and place all of this. So this now says parole, but if we change that to death row, it now changes to nothing, apparently. Nothing. That should be death row appeals. I don't know what's going on there. There you go. It's still not doing it, and for some reason it says arriving 3 maximum security. If I remove these, does it increase any higher? No, it doesn't, because they're not legitimate cells, so it doesn't matter. Has there been a tunnel found there? I saw something flashing about perhaps a tunnel. Let's go to remove tunnels and check. Remove tunnels is saying there. That's an interesting one. Look at that. I clicked and dragged remove tunnels, and it's placed something here. That's an interesting one. Is that a bug? Like, have I just told them to do that? Remove all of the tunnels? And if they do actually go to that point, will it remove a tunnel and then actually find a tunnel? Because I haven't technically found a tunnel yet. That is a very interesting one, actually. I want to see if this works, then that is a bug. It has to be a bug. I'm just looking around to see the workmen. They are standing around the place, so it looks like they're not removing any tunnel. Oh no, it's still set up there, look. It looks like there might have been a bit of a tunnel there. I'm going to search the toilet there. I don't think there is a tunnel, or if there was, that'll have been the old one that I haven't removed. No, there was actually a tunnel there. Interesting. Even though we've just done a shakedown, we didn't find it. Okay, fine. Right, okay, so the cells and the execution area. So we will go ahead and put an electric chair in there. It also says, well, it doesn't actually say what it needs, but I think chairs will be more than sufficient. And there we go. There's that done. Now, these cells here, these are the ones for death row. So what I'm going to do is put in a shower and a toilet, and I'll put like a sort of wet room in, actually no, I won't. I'll just do that and have a shower in the corner there. So we'll do that, and then we'll have a drain. You don't need this, but I always prefer to do something like this in these cells. It just looks a little bit better. So shower head will go either side, and we could put the toilet right next to it. And ideally that would be a bit better, wouldn't it? If we just expand it off a bit. But then we're wasting a lot of space, but to be fair, we've got a lot of space, so I don't really care. Toilet will go next to it, like so. Drains will go there as well. And the drain actually cancels the toilet. Interesting. Alright. We'll do that then. We'll cancel this off. We'll just shrink it down a bit. And then a toilet will go in there, like so. And then finally a little bit of a brick wall there. Okay. Not that we need it. It's not doing anything at all, is it? Okay, let's just cancel it. Let's just sack off the whole idea. So, we'll have the beds in like so. We'll have a chair facing that way, because then we will have a office desk in the corner, like that. We will have a bookshelf next to each of those. We will have a radio. Oh, can you have a TV? You can have a radio, which we'll put in like so. And then, would you actually put a TV in there? I don't really know. Let's go over to use cell ratings, and what we'll do, we'll then go over to the... will it rate it now? Does it need to be rated here? Room quality. Oh, no, there we go. We don't need to have this ticked. So you need a outdoor window, office desk, showerhead, TV, radio, bookshelf, and chair. So we just need the television, which will go on the other side. Now, there's many schools of thought when it comes to this sort of thing. A lot of people say, well, actually, there's a death row. You know, these are arguably the worst of the worst. Why give them the best stuff? Yeah, I think you could argue successfully either way that, you know, whatever you do, sometimes it's legitimate, sometimes it is not. But for our purposes, we're just going to put everything in there because it makes them not kick off, which is pretty much useful for my needs. I'm going to dismantle that table because I want to move it up a little bit, if possible, like so, just so the just so that isn't too close. In terms of the water boiler, that's going to have to connect up to these. And I'm not entirely sure we have the range, but we'll see. So a total of 139 prisoners, maximum 144. Obviously these, it says maximum security coming in, but these are definitely set to death row. Well, I say that they are set to death row, but there's no one in here. In terms of our intake, we can open up death row, and now it says 0 available. It does take a while for them to start getting sent to your facility, but I think we will leave it there. Not a bad buildy episode, actually. So we've got all of this stuff in. As you can see, the electric chair is there, but it's all dark and stuff, so I'm not really going to go through and look at it. We need to finish these cells off. This parole is getting sorted. That's going to mess around with the deployment scheduler. Sorry, the scheduler in where is it? In here. These programs here. This schedule. It's going to mess around with that some fierce. It always does, because sometimes it assigns people to parole there, even though this is not parole. It's technically death row, but you know, quirky game is quirky. And then we need to sort this side out. But so there's a lot to do, but we'll see how it goes. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.